Okay, this is Piano 3, Kean University, the week of March 30th. So, for March 30th, you'll have class, March 31st, I guess that'll be. But April 2nd, there's no lessons because of, there's no class because it's Good Friday. If anybody wants a lesson, you can have it on that Friday, on that Sunday, on that Saturday, whatever you want. Call me because there's a lot of new stuff. This is going to be a very long video, I think, because we have a whole bunch of things to do today. So let's get started. Schubert. So you have something called, I probably started it with you already. I'm doing this way in advance. But Haydn Röslein is a Schubert art song. Some of you have probably heard it already. Let me get this in a better position than this. Okay, so it's 2 pages. And you don't have to play the last 2 measures. You could end it where the voice ends on the 2nd page. So this is a sing and play. This is departmental. They actually asked this to be done. So you have to play an accompaniment as you sing. So you have to learn that you can sing on solfege, you can sing on la, on da, whatever you want, as long as you're accompanying yourself. So let's just look at the piano accompaniment. It's simple. Luckily, it's slow. It's not fast. So it's a G major chord. In the 2nd measure, you have a G in the bass. It's a pedal point. It stays G, but the right hand is A minor. 2 chord. Hear the dissonance. In the 3rd measure, you have a D7 chord. F sharp in the bass, D A C, C in the bass, D F sharp A, and the resolution to a G chord in 1st inversion with a B in the bass and G. So the left hand is the accompaniment is. Have a kind of a cadence there, but we continue with the same idea. Measure 5. But this time, instead of A minor, it's A major. And the resolution is to D with an F sharp in the bass. Now, there's a bass line here. F sharp, G, A, B. I'm talking about measure 7 and 8. F sharp, G, A, B. Does it again. F sharp, G, A, but this time finishes on the 1 chord. So here's measure 7. That's a D chord, F sharp, A, D. You move up 1, both hands will move parallel motion. Left hand continues to move up, but the right hand goes contrary motion. And then a deceptive cadence. Measure 7 and 8, you would expect this. But it's a deceptive cadence. Then it does it all over again, number 9. And it does what you wanted it to do in the first place. Then, if you continue on the last 2 measures of the page, bass line, D, C, B, and there's a fermata on the G. So it's held. When you're singing that note G, whichever register you sing in, you're going to hold it. And then you finish it with a 4 chord C, C chord with an E in the bass, and a 1, 6, 4, 5, 7, 1. G with a D in the bass, D7, G. Here's the accompaniment. That's all you're going to learn. And then you learn the melody on your own and just throw it in there. It's very easy. Melody's easy. last two measures of the page, there's a retard. And then on the second page, you cadence it out. For you who want to, you can play the little coda at the end, or the little tag at the end. So that's the Schubert. Oh, you'll sing bum 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 ba da bum 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 bum. If I can do it, you can do it. But I'm not a very good singer. But learn the melody, bum ba 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 da da da, and learn it separately, and you'll be able to throw it together. Let's do America the Beautiful, the whole thing. Let's look at America the Beautiful. Where's that? Page 10, I believe. I think. Yeah. Page 10. So let's look at this. Because you have to finish it and you have to memorize it. Do not wait till the week before to first learn this thing. Because this is a big part. The patriotic songs are so big in this department that they have to be perfect. And I could let you go, but when you finally go to the piano proficiency, if you don't have it now, you're not going to have it then. So learn it now. Best way to learn chordal pieces is by harmony. B flat with an F in the bass, F major, F in the bass, C, F major with a C in the bass, a scale, the harmonies in between, half cadence, ready to go, B flat chords, pedal, if you have a pedal, use it, G minor 7, F but a C in the bass, F with a C in the bass, a lower neighbor, back, C7, if you want to get technical, it's a C9, the D is 9 above C, and then F chord, but it moves contrary. B flat chord with an F in the bass. B flat chord with a D in the bass. B flat chord with an F in the bass. So the notes are all the same, they're all B flat chords, but the bass changes. This is, that's an F7, but the B flat is a sus4. It's a suspended 4. It's suspended from over the measure. And it resolves. So listen to that. I want a second system next to the last measure. Second system next to the last measure. And it resolves to an F chord. Now this is contrary motion. I'm on the bottom line. The right hand plays. Left hand plays. Sometimes breaking the voices up is the best way to go. It depends how you think. Me, I need to do all of these. I memorize it too like that. I go for the chords. I write the chord symbols in. I look at the individual lines. I see where they go, where they come from, where they're going to. I look if they're contrary, if they're parallel. I look at each individual voice. When you hit this B flat and F in the second measure, you hold the B flat, play the G, and still go. And that B flat 7 chord finally comes around to cater in the ending. E flat chord, C minor 7, 1-6-4, B flat with an F in the bass. Unison. Now this one, if you have a big hand and you can reach the bass and the tenor, F and A, by all means do it. If not, stick that A in the top. Put it like in the alto voice. We need the A because that's the third. So, very slowly, pedaled. F chord. Scale. C, keep the C in the tenor and your right thumb. Keep the C in the tenor and finish. G minor 7. C9. F. B flat with an F in the bass. Suspension. Bass line. B flat 7. C minor 7. B flat with an F in the bass. Unison. F7. Resolution. Get going with that. Don't wait. You should have already, by March 30th, you should have been able to play it, and you spend the rest of the time memorizing it. Fragment pole, page 5, number 12. I want you to look at this because I want you to first play the melody. I'm not going to have you sing and play this. Just going to look at the melody. That's a melody. Key of D. And the left hand is a tango. And a tango is very interesting because percussionists, when they actually play on a drum set, the tango, they're basically playing bum, 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 roll, bum, bum. But the keyboard, the bass, the guitar are playing this rhythm. You've heard like, let me think of it. Boom, boom. That's that boom, bum, bum, bum rhythm that usually designates a tango. But if you go over to South America, when I went to Argentina, which is the home of the tango, I heard all different rhythms for these. I was shocked because I had learned specifically that this is what we do. And every group I ever played in, every big band I ever played in, any solos I ever had were and I didn't hear any of that. They must have Americanized it here, and maybe they just evolved there. I don't know. But should you go over to Argentina and they say, now you're going to hear some tangos, you're not going to hear this. But as long as you're in America, this is the way you're going to hear it. So all I want you to do is get this accompaniment. Whether you sing it or not doesn't matter. I just want you to play D major, G major, G major with a B in the bass, back to D. And the melody with I played them both together. You don't have to. You just play one. Just the accompaniment. I want you to get the tango. Now, on the bottom line is something called the begin. The begin is a very, very famous pattern, accompanying pattern. If you play, here, I think you all know Tonight from West Side Story. You've probably heard that. And the accompaniment is. That's what this is. There's a song, by the way, Begin the Begin. go on YouTube and it's that's a Kean setting. This, you'll play the B chord, B, D sharp, F sharp. So the left hand plays on 1, 3, and 4. E minor, A, and the right hand is so it's just learn those two styles. The tango, I would write the chords in D major, G major, G/B, D. This is B7, E minor 7. This is D/A. This is A7/E. This is A7 and D. So learn those styles. These are styles of accompaniments. You will need to know it. If you're teaching, you're going to hear this a lot. You'll hear it, and you'll have to play accompaniments just like it. So Schubert, America the Beautiful, Frackenpole, page 5, number 12. Now, you also have selected a solo that by now we will have gone over at least once or twice. Make that solo. Hopefully it's something that you're doing well with. Now the B-flat scale. And we have to start something very important. I'm not going to spend too much time on that B-flat scale because you really already had the B-flat scale back in piano 2. And the fingering, if you remember, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Left hand is 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3. You just read it, you'll have to learn it. The arpeggio is 4, 1, 2, 4. 4, 1, 2, 4. Left hand's 3, 2, 1, 3. 3, 2, 1, 3. They're different. Minor will be the same. The right hand minor is 2, 3, 1. You'll see it in the music. So you'll do the B-flat major, B-flat minor scales. The B-flat minor. So B-flat minor is the relative minor of D-flat, has all these flats, B, E, A, D, G, and all you're doing is taking the D-flat scale, starting on B-flat, but raising the A-flat to an A natural. It's all in there. If you don't get it well, we'll go over it. And then we're adding on now to the cadences F-sharp major and F-sharp minor. F-sharp major is on the last measure of the page of cadences. F-sharp, 4-chord B, F-sharp 1, C-sharp 7. You probably haven't even played this yet. In any pieces. E-sharp, G-sharp, B, C-sharp. But the motions are all the same. They're all the same. And then, of course, you go down a half a step, and you replace this with that, and you always have your 5/7. Then your bass line. So you already know what to do with that. Now, I want to start something very important. I want to start on the score reading. This is the most difficult part of this class. In the Frackenpole, everything's in the Frackenpole, basically. Page 185. Page 185. 185. Now, in piano 3, we do 2 and 3 part score reading. In piano 4, it's all 4 part. So this is easy. Take advantage of the easiness of it. But you have to have a plan when you do this. So on page 185, just the top one, just the Brahms example. So the way you do it is the obvious way. Let's say you were conducting a three-part chorus, alto, tenor, bass. Here's the alto voice. So you would learn that when you're practicing at home in preparation for your choir rehearsal. Then you look at the tenor voice. Now don't forget, the tenor voice is not as written. I'm going to say it 10 times. I'll say it twice now, but you'll hear it 10 times, over and over. That B is not played here. The tenor sings an octave down. So when you start that tenor voice, you play B, 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 B. Second line is 1, 2, B, B, D, D. You try to play most of the voices in the right hand and one voice in the left hand, if you can. Here we can. So you put those two voices together. Notice the B in the alto is the same note as the B in the tenor, same note. And then when you go to the E in the alto, the B stays the same in the tenor. Tenor voice, alto voice. Next, same thing. You see how the tenor has its own voice, its own direction. Second line, the B is unison, but the right hand, the alto goes to E, while the tenor is still singing B. It's going to go to D soon, and fingerings, throw your fingerings right out the window. When you're doing score reading, everything you ever learned about fingerings doesn't exist, because you're now playing non-piano music, and you're going to have to just figure out how to twist and turn your hands to make this all happen. So now I have B in the alto, D in the tenor. Now you have parallel 6. I'm in the fourth measure. 1, 2, 3, fourth measure, second system. C sharp and A, B and G sharp, A and F. Then you have G sharp and G sharp are an octave. A, and you land on G sharp and E. The hardest part, I know I had this very difficult when I started accompanying at a very young age. I had trouble when they would say, play the tenor part, please. I'd want to play it where it's written. And it's never where it's written. It's always an octave down. And the bass line, as usual, it goes on its own. There's only a few notes in this. Think of voices, don't think of piano. And together it sounds like this. See, it starts on the A in the left hand, B in the tenor and the alto. Now the second line, the left hand goes its own way. Sixths. Second line again. By the way, when I practice these things, I break them up. So I make sure I have the right notes, then I put them together. And so on. So you get started on that, that's on the final. And then on page 195 is an instrumental score reading. So you're going to be doing a lot of score reading. Okay. this is a two-parter, and this is a transposition, because the right hand is the flute, and they play in the key of C. That's a C instrument. But the bottom is a B-flat clarinet. And a B-flat clarinet means if you want to play a B-flat, you have to play a C because it sounds a note lower. Listen really carefully to that. People are very confused with that. The clarinet is a B-flat instrument. The tenor sax is a B-flat instrument. The trumpet is a B-flat instrument. B-flat means that when you play that note, it's sounding differently than you're actually playing. So if I play this D that's there on a clarinet, it's going to sound like a C. It's going to sound like a C. So you have to transpose the entire clarinet part down one alphabetical letter. So look at the B-flat clarinet part. C, D, not E. B, not C. C, not D. And the right hand you play as is. I hope that that's clear. B-flat instruments, E-flat instruments, F instruments, all sorts of different instrument categories, E-flat instruments certainly, and it all means that middle C is transposed. So on a clarinet, a C is B-flat. On an E-flat instrument, you have to look at the interval because a B-flat instrument to a C is only one step. So if I play C on a clarinet, I'm actually hearing B-flat. On an E-flat instrument, if I play C, E-flat. If I'm playing an F instrument, C, F. Everything is as it relates to C. But not to confuse you, just simply play everything down one. So here's the left hand. C, D. If you need to write some of these notes in at the beginning, that's all right, but erase them eventually. E, F, D, G, G, C. In the middle of the second line, the left hand has the melody. Now look at that third measure, second line. You see that C natural? Don't be fooled. C natural means B flat, because it's a whole step difference down. So instead of A, D, D, C, it's G, C, C, B flat, A, G sharp, A. E, A, G, G, F, E, F. Not C, but B. Not D, but C. And then F, D, G, G. And the right hand is as it is. And it sounds like this whole thing. You can forget about that little wiggly line over the C where it goes. Just play it as it is. Now, the right hand becomes the accompaniment, and the left hand has the melody. Don't forget, it's B, not C. And then F, D, G, G. You see, it's getting very comprehensive now. It's getting very much getting you into the next step, which is piano 4, where this becomes very elementary. So get the idea behind it, practice a lot, and this is all on the final. So when the final comes, you will play your memorized solo, America the Beautiful memorized, the Schubert art song, all the black key scales, chords, arpeggios, and these two score reading. So you see, it's a huge, huge step up from the midterm. And then this is where you pick up in piano 4 with all this new stuff. So that's it. That'll get you through March. And then the next time will be April already, and you're only weeks away from the end of the semester. So have a good week, and practice, 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 practice.